y'all, how you all doing here today? Well, as I mentioned in the introduction video, this is the first episode of Atomic Tech Reviews, the show where we talk about movies, TV shows, and other kinds of visual media in any way, shape, or form that I can. Anything from my collection, whatever the hecky there is. Well, today everybody, we're going to be looking at probably one of the classic shows from one of our, if not my favorite, and probably your guys' favorite superhero, Spider-Man. Let's get to it. So when someone brings up the topic of Spider-Man, they might be thinking of his feature films. Like, for examples coming up, the Sam Raimi trilogy with Tobey Maguire in the lead role from the early to mid-2000s. Then there's also Andrew Garfield's The Amazing Spider-Man duology. Of course, you got the first one, then you got yourself the second one, which honestly didn't do too well. Then you got recently the MCU Spider-Man with Spider-Man Homecoming, and in the recent one that released just a couple months back in July, of course, Spider-Man Far From Home with Tom Holland in the role. So yeah, everyone has seen their own version of Spider-Man, whether it be for the aforementioned movies or the so much amount of TV shows. I mean, you got Spider-Man, Spider-Man's Amazing Friends, Spider-Man the Animated Series, Spider-Man Unlimited, Spider-Man the New Animated Series, Spectacular Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2017. There's a lot. And speaking of which, since we are going to be talking about 60s Spider-Man, I want to see if you guys could probably even get your own copy of it, because I really do actually recommend this series just for the heck of it, because it's a good time, and we'll be talking about it in just a bit. Just let me show you guys how much it's really like. Let me just bring you all over here. There we go. So, let's go ahead and search up prices for Spider-Man 67 collection, because that's where you're going to get it. So let's go to eBay, shall we? Let's go to eBay. Oh, God, that's expensive. Well, don't worry, folks. Amazon will be here to help us. Oh, dear God, those are... Holy shit, those are expensive. Look at that. eBay, $250. Amazon, $125. Wow. No wonder they're out of print. Well, I guess for right now, I might as well just talk about the series in general, and I'll help figure out a way for you guys to watch the series in the end. Let's get to it. Spider-Man the show itself aired around 1967 on Saturday mornings. You know, like Saturday morning blocks like back in the 70s and the 80s. This is kind of where Saturday morning cartoons went to be with all kinds of other shows. But this one, though, was more popular. Probably because of its animation. Because even though nowadays it looks cheap, back then it was definitely something. It's better than the Marvel Superheroes Hour, and the movements were smooth, and the storylines and the episodes were definitely fun to watch back then, and even still fun to watch now, even if it's cheap and cheesy. And it's got some good qualities to it too. I mean, heck, you gotta love episode format. You got Spidey, you got Peter Parker, you got a whole lot of characters in here. And okay, I can't stop saying this is a fun show to watch. I know it might be to me, but for some of you guys it might be terrible, but it's pretty good. Now the villains. Let's talk about the villains here, because the villains are definitely classics. You've seen them everywhere. You got Green Goblin, Electro, Vulture, the Lizard, Mysterio, my favorite, and Dr. Magneto, which is an odd one. Really, he is an odd one. It's Dr. Magneto. It's like Mr. Magneto, or Magneto from X-Men. But, anyways, I mean, the show is pretty fun. You also got some other villains here, like Doc Ock and even Scorpion. There's even some odd villains in here, like some guy called the Phantom, Dr. Nobody, which from his episode it definitely inspired the Me and the Boys meme and also that previous picture you guys saw. And you also got the Rhino in there too. You got some recognizable villains, but also some others. But things have got to get a little steep when the ratings start to drop. And now come seasons 2 and 3, which, yeah, you'll hear me talk about in just a second. Season 2 and Season 3 is an odd story. First of all, the animation group was moved to a different company and was given a lower animation budget. One guy that came in here, Ralph Bakshi, if you guys know him, he came here to even help support the series through its second and third seasons, hence the change in animation style, as you can tell from the screenshots. Now, one thing I really do like about second and third seasons is that the backgrounds of these two seasons are actually better than the first season. However, that does actually hinder the actual animation of the characters, as there is a lot of reused footage, and it just looks pretty choppy. You can definitely notice it too. Now season 2 is actually the first season to actually show a visual showcase of the origin story of Spider-Man, which is definitely something to behold of. Season 2, origin of Spider-Man instead of season 1. It's crazy. Now, of course, you do got some of your villains from season 1 returning in here, like Vulture and Lizard, who's got their respective episodes in both the seasons. But then you got some weird ones, like this guy here from the Mole People episode. Yeah, you got a lot of weird villains, like a guy that's kind of like Odin, and then you got like this guy right here, which is actually my favorite from Revolts from the Fifth Dimension. And then you got a dinosaur, which when Spider-Man goes back in time, a living plant, and a cat with laser eyes. Now, there are a lot of other odd villains in here. Even Spider-Man going some wacky off-world adventures. Yeah, seasons 2 and 3 were weird. Real weird. Now, rumor has it that some of these villains were reused villains from another show Ralph Bakshi worked on called Rocket Robin Hood. I can't verify that myself, but if you guys go ahead and look that up, maybe I might be right, maybe I might be wrong. But yeah, seasons 2 and 3, they're odd. They're fun. They're imaginative. They're dreamlike. That's the one thing. They're dreamlike, but they are peculiar. They're odd. They're real odd. So yeah, I mean, after all that, for 3 seasons, going from 67 to 1970, the series had its rough turns, but it's turned out to be a fun show in the end. Sure, yeah, it's got its moments in here with some cheap animation and, the cheesy dialogue and all and the voice acting. But hey, it's a jolly good time. It's a good time. And, the series has lived on through the memes where the people say it's dead or it's still going. I say it's dead, because I haven't seen any in the past time, but we can all agree on something, it's definitely still out there. And the one way you can watch it is online. So yeah. But there's one thing we still gotta worry about Spider-Man is, just one minor thing. Get together, Sony and Disney! Wait, what? Did Spider-Man homeless not to be here? Oh, shit. I got it. Oops. Yeah. Get together, you two.